moving forward.
Welcome everyone to the New Japan Weekly episode here at the show on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching us here on Twitch or on the Bloodline Entertainment YouTube channel, thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. The host of TV is When I've Been C. And of course, I'm here with mi familia, with my man, mi hermano, mi sangre, my all, the man with the IQ that finally Gato made up his mind and did the right decision after for so long. Right, exactly. That is it, right. But ladies and gentlemen, my brother, my man, Dan Bagley, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? Bagley, what is going on?
Just 5 guys.
That's right. Just 5 guys, ladies and gentlemen. And I am stoked and I am excited. Oh, that is right, ladies and gentlemen. We're excited. Even though it was Easter Sunday, but we are here, ladies and gentlemen, because we were not able to discuss it over the weekend. But, we want to go ahead and talk to you guys about it today. And that is what happened this past, 96 hours ago, basically, also, right? Like 96 hours ago, right? Yeah, right.
Just about.
Yeah. That is New Japan Sakura Genesis that happened. 9 incredible matches that happened this past weekend. And it was... Man, woo! Top to bottom, all around, this card was immaculate, stupendous. It was just such shit.
Shocking.
Oh, very extremely shocking. But I can tell you that this card brought
banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger.
That's right. It brought banger after banger after banger, ladies and gentlemen. And, oh, man, I was happy. I was stoked. And, I mean, what can we say about this, man? I mean, before we break down the card, Bagley, I mean, give us your thoughts overall, man. Were you happy? Were you excited? All these 9 matches were bangers. I mean, there was no disappointment. You could say that, right?
No disappointment. There's a lot, like I said, it was shocking. There's a couple things that were kind of like obvious that we thought were going to happen, but then there was some stuff we didn't expect to happen, and it kept you on your feet. This was like from front to back, first match to last match, a banger, like we said. I loved every minute of it. I liked how it was on Saturday, like it was right there, right before Easter. Sakura Genesis is always a good card, but this exceeded my expectations.
Absolutely, and it certainly did. And man, I was excited. I'm stoked, man. And shout out to Streets. What's going on, Streets? Make sure you catch on Roto Slappers on here, the Bloodline Entertainment Network. As of course, Roto, Streets brought on what's going on. Of course, yesterday of what's going on, the week of baseball, and it's been nothing but good shit. What Streets does, man. So
if you need help with your fantasy baseball team, go to Roto Slappers. He's the man. And then he also does football. Once we get the football season, he's going to be doing a lot more of that as well. So if you do fantasy football, go to him come August.
Absolutely. There you go. So make sure you get ready for that. Let's get into it, man. Woo! Let's get into the action now. Breaking down the card, 9 incredible matches. Of course, the first one was whatever theme song enters you here is the first 3-man partner pairing it up. And of course, versus the other 3-man. So that's what we got. And these were the 6 individuals participating in this, as we had El Desperado, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Go Ace versus Great Okan, Minoru Suzuki, and Toru Yano. And this match was entertaining because Toru Yano did not want to tag with none of these guys.
Talk about keeping your enemies closer. with Toriano.
Especially, yeah. I mean, two rivals of his when he was the KOPW champion at the time, and rival with Minoru, rivaling with Great O'Khan as well. I think Great O'Khan was the last one that he had rivals with.
Yes,
and that was great feud, great entertaining between Great O'Khan and Toru Yano. But
there's a lot of integral parts. There was like those were his enemies when he was the KOPW. You got Yo and Desperado on the same team. They don't like each other. Tanahashi and Toru Yano usually work together in matches, and then even though they're not in the same stable, they work well together. And then you got Desperado and Suzuki on opposite sides. They are 2/3 of the never open weight tag champions, the strong style. So there's a lot of links in this match.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of it. But break it down, basically. Break it down overall. Your thoughts about this opening matchup, and were you entertained of this?
Oh, I was entertained, especially at the end when Toriano's in the ring. He doesn't know what to do. He pushes Tanahashi into, I think he pushed him into Suzuki and Great O'Khan, and then he kind of like rolled him up, but it looked like he low blowed Tanahashi and then rolled him up and pinned him for the 3 count. And then right afterwards, you see Yo. Well, right before that, you saw Yo and Desperado, even though they're on the same team. Yo runs right into Desperado, and then they're chatter. And that's why I think Yo's going to be one of Okada's partners. So we'll get into that later. But even though they're on the same team, they couldn't work together. They just don't like each other. And it could be like a thing that goes right into the best of the Super Juniors as well. With that in May, so that's something to watch. But it's always Toru Yano finding a way to win by like doing something sly or sneaky, and that's how his team got the victory. And he's just like, he gets the pin, and he's just sitting there bewildered, and like, yeah, I got the win, but no one else is in here. Like, I can't celebrate with anybody.
And it's fun. It is crazy because seeing Minoru and Great O'Khan just being outside, how the whole beginning started, like just them like, no, I'm gonna go first, and they wanted to start up the matchup, and then I sort of see Minoru just kicking Great O'Khan and then just throwing him out, but the botch was there, of course, too, because Great O'Khan didn't go out all the way completely.
Yes,
he did. But throughout the whole entire match, Toru Yano did not want to be in the ring at all.
No.
And towards the end, he had to be in the ring with his ally Tanahashi, and towards the end, but man, did he low blow him? Because I did not see if he did or not.
They were talking about on commentary how it looked like he went like this and rolled him up, but then he was holding himself like he got low blowed. And they're like, did he low blow him? I think he did. And then Kevin Kelly was like, I don't know if he did or not. And then they showed it, and they're like, oh, it looks like he did. So I think he did do it because like he's going to do anything to win. So like in this match, like even though they're allies, they were on opposite teams. So he's going to do what he can. Like he gets, him and Okada are like this, but when they fought each other, he would do anything to beat Okada. So,
oh yeah, definitely. And what I like about it too is like I like the feud between Yo and Desperado. I mean, two guys who do not love each other, but man, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It was a good, entertaining overall. Good to see, And what I love about it here is that we didn't mention that now we got the crowd cheering and booing. So now they can make their decision of who they want to boo and who they want to cheer. And it was great to see the New Japan crowd just going, crazy on all of these matches we're going to get into. But I was happy to see singing along to Minoru Suzuki's theme song. I was really happy of that. I was just really extremely happy for Minoru to get
such a great moment, because we haven't been able to see that during the pandemic, and then you get that, and then you just fear. It just gets you fired up. Listen to that, because that was probably one of the first times I got to listen to it in the Japan crowd.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I was really, really happy to see that too from Minoru and from the crowd. So man, good matchup, great way to start it off. So I was really, really happy with this one.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Now we got the next matchup, and we got United Empire. That is right. Jeff Cobb, Aaron Henare, and Francisca Akira versus the House of Torture. And this match was also good. It was good top to bottom. I love Aaron Henare, man. He's winning me over. And Akira. And it's crazy to see the crowd really going crazy for these two individuals besides Cobb. But man, great to see them back. Good to see Akira back. I'm hoping we get to see TJB pretty soon. But man, especially when
Yep.
with the best
and then they got a title defense at Dentaku.
That is right.
Against, of course, Kushida and Kevin Knight. So I'm excited to see that one.
Oh, man.
That's going to be good. But shout out to Aaron Henare going 38 minutes in the, of course, Ultimate Triad match. That's like he almost won. He did a great job. Almost went 40 minutes with the Dragon, but he didn't get the victory. He didn't win the KPW, but you know what? He won us over twofold because this guy can go and he's going to be a champion. But I just want to highlight one spot in this match that made me laugh so hard is when Sho ran along the ropes and he went to come at Jeff Cobb and he went to do like a torpedo dive. And Jeff Cobb was just swatted him down like he was nothing. Like he tried to do right into Jeff Cobb's stomach and it didn't even leave a dent.
No, it didn't. It didn't. But man, break it down, man. To give us your thoughts of this matchup.
It was just a way to build up a United Empire again because I feel like there's no like stories, there's no direction for House of Torture right now, and they were just used in this match to put over the United Empire. You got Henare, he needs to build his way back up after losing. Then you got Jeff Cobb, who we saw what happened with him at the post interview, which we'll get into that after one of the next matches. And then Akira's first match back in probably a month or two since him and TJP haven't been able to defend their titles in a while. So it was good to get him back in the ring, break out the rust, and showcase what he can do because everybody forgets that he's only 22, I believe it is. He's very young. He has a long career ahead of him, and he's fiery. He's probably like one of those guys on the roster that can surprise you if you haven't been able to see him yet.
Oh, yeah, indeed. But, yeah, this match was great. It was solid. Really, really enjoyed it. Man, I can't wait to see what the future goes for Aaron Henare for sure, man. I'm excited for Aaron. Which we forgot to mention. I know we didn't, add it to this discussion, but the tryout match that he had with, Shingo Takagi.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. That was, you want to talk about bangers, go back and look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That was a hell of a banger.
Like I said, 38 minutes of just pure chaos.
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
Like in the match you had, the only way to win was to get a pinfall submission and a count out, I believe, where your opponent couldn't get up by 10 counts. So that's why it went so long, was you had to get 3 of them. And I believe they went to the last one there, and then Shingo got it. But like, those are the matches Henare needs to be in. Like, I love the fact that we recently switched over to the MMA shorts, which allows him to do more kicks, which he's incorporated more into. He has an MMA style background along with the submission style. He's just, and then it's more like just like his one finisher, the Streets of Rage. He has that street mentality, and it's way better than what he was when he came back and he was just kind of like bland. He has an identity with United Empire. He is the assassin. He is the killer. And I'm looking forward to everything else he does as he moves up the card, because that's what he's doing. He's slowly moving up. There's a reason why in almost every match they let him win like the 3-on-3s by submission, because they want to showcase him more and more early on.
Oh, yeah, indeed. Indeed, definitely. All right. All right, so we got to move. The next matchup we got here is just five guys, not the five guys of Burger Joint, ladies and gentlemen. Just five guys, okay?
Sponsored by Five Guys.
Sponsored by Five Guys. Los Ingobernables de Japón, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, Ritter? Hey, what's going on? My man
What's
Ritter.
going on?
Make sure you subscribe to the #1 podcast on Pornhub, and that's Smack
Check him
Raw,
out.
baby.
Check him out every Friday night on Twitch
Absolutely.
or YouTube.
Or on YouTube. You can catch him there anytime, baby. Yes, man. My man Ritter right there. Killing it, Raven. Killing it. But, man, yes, we got just five guys. Of course, Kanemaru, Doku, and Taichi versus Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Tetsuya Naito. This was another hard-hitting matchup, six-man tag. And, of course, we did get to see the outcome of it. It was back and forth. It just seemed just the punishment that at the end, even though Bushi submitted, but everybody else was still on hold. Like, SANADA, Taichi had Tetsuya Naito still on the arm lock hold, even after the bell was ringing. So we already seen a feud there. Bakley loves just five guys. No. Yes, that's right. But, man, break it down, Bakley. Give us your thoughts about this match. And
talk about a low point in his career right now. Tetsuya Naito. He was on top of the world. And then SANADA leaves him. He leaves him at the altar, basically. It was like SANADA was like, in order for me to make the next step, I need to be here for me. It's time for me to step away because in LIJ, I'm always going to be in the shadow of Naito. Shingo, he's a world champion, but he's always going to be behind Naito. No matter how good he gets, he's going to be second fiddle to the Godfather. So he made the choice to leave. And it's been great for him the past month, winning the New Japan Cup. In the main event here, he faced Katsuhiro Okada, which is a big feat. The guy that basically been there with him neck and neck since the beginning. But Naito just seems off. He just seems like ever since SANADA left, he's just been missing that something, that I guess that passion. You can definitely tell that he misses the fact that SANADA's in the group. He misses his go-to guy, that guy that when he's down, SANADA's there to give him advice and pick him back up. And he did not compete, but he was there at ringside.
He was. Oh, Great O'Khan he did compete in the beginning matchup. So Great O'Khan
Yeah.
Yeah, he competed in a 6-man, so he was there. But
the Red Pro World Champion.
What's going on? Bo Jackson, what's going on, my boy? What's going on? Mr. Universal himself, Nick Dieter from the Universal Wrestling Podcast. Big announcement coming April 23rd. Stay tuned. Make sure, besides here, the Bloodline Entertainment Network, subscribe to the UW Pod. And it's sponsored by UW Pod as well, besides the Bloodline Entertainment Network. So, yeah.
But we see these 3-on-3 matches. It's all about building a certain team, building momentum, and that's what they're doing with just five guys. And I think the crazy part is the ending, the finish. We did not expect Doki, of all people, to make Naito tap, and because technically all three guys were in submissions, but Doki is the one who.
That's right. Doki was the one. Yeah,
made him tap, and that's why they just put the match at the road to Dentaku. It's going to be Naito against Doki. Doki wants Naito in that one-on-one match, and I still think that's probably going to be a match to break Naito out of his funk. But it's good momentum for the newly formed group of just five guys.
Oh, yeah.
They're strong. They're there. SANADA's leading them to prominence here. But it was like Bushi's just been a guy to – I've really been wondering where Teton has been. Like,
he's back in CML. I mean, I know he's back in CML.
Why do you add him to the group if he's never going to be there? Because I thought he was going to be a tag team partner for Bushi to give him that something, to give him that purpose of, okay, we're going to go for the tag gold. And they did it once, and he's not there. You got the KOBW champion Shingo. He's Ryan High. He just had that ultimate match, triad match with Henare. And then it seems like Naito, there's no direction right now for him. I feel like part of me feels like they're going to go on that hero quest with him where they're going to shoot him up high, and the end game is going to be like him versus SANADA for the belt.
Eventually
like
down
that.
the line, probably maybe Dominion, maybe. We don't know yet.
Maybe.
But the one thing I am happy, though, that Doku's finally getting an opportunity to face someone like a high caliber, a former IWGP World Champion of Naito. So now we get to see something. Remember, we mainly have these guys as the undercard. They're always the mid-card guys that never been to like a main event or even fought at a main event level at all. So it's like now to see, Doku finally get that opportunity and to fight someone like Naito. I just hope that, and I have a feeling that Naito's going to put him over. He's going to put over Doku. Yeah. I wouldn't say him losing, but I would say throughout the match, I think the match between them, the feud they're going to be having, it's going to be a banger. I think it's going to deliver. Because now we're able to see Doku's ability of what he could do in the ring.
And he put on great matches in the best of the Super Juniors last year. Yes, if you look at it, he put on great matches. But when you look at that trio, when you look closely, you look at Taichi, he was always kind of behind the shadow of Zack Sabre Jr. And then you got Kanemaru, he was always in the shadow of El Desperado.
Yes.
And this is their way of breaking out of the shadow and making a name for themselves.
Absolutely.
And they're doing it in... I hope Taichi gets it done in a couple of weeks, because this was another setup to a match between Taichi and Shingo for the KOPW, and we'll get into what's going to go on with Kanemaru because there's news after the main event with him. So each guy is getting that limelight for at least the second in singles action.
I think, to be honest, we kind of needed that. Yeah. We needed something new and fresh. Because the last 3 years, even during the pandemic, we've been seeing the same booking, same stars. We never seen the one really made. Yeah. And now that we're getting this opportunity, especially for Kanemaru, Taichi, and Doku mainly, who are gonna get up there. I'm not saying that KOPW is like, oh my God, it's a big world title, but I'm hoping that they're able to elevate that title to be like what it was for for the Intercontinentals, or because up for never open weight as well. I mean, which we'll get into that right now after this one. But
it's good.
I like this, so.
And it's good that they have a mouthpiece in Taka Michinoku. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it gives him something to do too, because he's the guy that in the beginning that is the mouthpiece. Like every just like Great Khan is the mouthpiece and the workhorse of the United Empire. Taka can be the mouthpiece of Just Five Guys. And at least, even though that we make fun of the name Just Five Guys, at least they have a logo and a new look. At least they kind of did something with it, and it looks pretty cool with the purple and the black and the green.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I'm really happy. I'm looking forward to see how we're going to get into, I want to see what they're going to do with Bushi later on too. If this is going to be a feud now that we're going to see Just Five Guys in LIJ, I want to see how this is going to turn out to be. But I'm excited for Doku versus Naito. I'm excited for Shingo versus Taichi. And maybe we might see Taichi be the new KOPW champion at Dotaku.
I'm telling you, he's going to get it done because they fought each other 2 or 3 times already.
Yes.
I think the first time Taichi might have won, then the last 2 it's been Shingo. So I think this is the last chance, and I'm excited to see what the stipulation is this time, because their matches have had great stipulations with total pinfalls in a match.
Oh, definitely. Cannot wait. All right, next matchup we got. This is the one that, oh my God. Oh, this is the one that Bakley and I decided to save ourselves because first of all, we have the Bullet Club. We have, let me pull it up here. I have it here in my body. There we had, of course, Bullet Club, David Finlay, El Phantasmo, and Kenta versus Gorillas of Destiny and Master Wato. And a lot of things happened in this. Oh my God. I lost my shit. Oh my God. A lot of shit happened here that is shocked the world. And Bakley got some pictures to put it up. But first of all, before he puts it up, this match was solid. It was great. It was good to see Kenta kind of back in the fold a little bit. I enjoyed him and of course Hikuleo, good matchup they had too. Hikuleo, good selling from him. Waddle as well. Another oh man, why? But Waddle should have been the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champ. I digress.
Yes.
But they fucked that up. I don't know. Why Hiromu? I'm sorry, Hiromu. I love you, but Waddle should have been in his era. Should have been him, damn it. But it wasn't, unfortunately. But this match was solid. Then we got towards the end when we saw David Finlay hitting Tama Tonga with the never openweight title. Kenta hitting Hikuleo with a strong championship. And then
Phantasmo just decides to go in the ring, and then he hits sudden impact. And then I think the C2. I think he hit the C2.
He hit the C2. And Phantasmo got the win for the team. But the aftermath continued the beatdown. And Phantasmo was just outside, like, what the hell's going on?
He's just chilling like this, like, What are you guys doing?
What are you guys doing?
And if you have to, we have to rewind a little bit. There's been tension between Finlay and Phantasmo because Phantasmo, I wouldn't say maybe he was jealous that he wasn't named leader, but he always thought that the leader should have came from within, and somebody from within would just get appointed leader. But you had David Finlay, who was an outsider, come in. This is the first time that they've done that, where an outsider would come in and become the leader, and it didn't sit well with him. He has kind of not acknowledged Dave Finlay as his tribal chief, you would say, and then he made the notion.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then he made the notion a couple of days before the event that like he's not his leader. It was like Jay White would have done this. AJ Styles wouldn't have done this, and Kenny Omega wouldn't have done this, and Bullet Club's heading down the wrong path. Usually they take what they want, and they wouldn't act like this. They wouldn't be lazy like this, and it's all because of Dave Finlay. And of course, as soon as he sees them attacking everybody, El Phantasmo goes to pull Finlay off of Tama Tonga, and then Finlay hits ELP, and that's when everything erupted.
And then right after that, that's when Kenta was trying to break it down. Calm down, everybody, calm down. And then, of course, Kenta with the go to sleep on ELP. And there you have it. El Phantasmo is out of the Bullet Club. Taiji Ishimori trying to come in and try to make the save as well, separating, between Kenta and David Finlay and Gato. But then we see Ishimori smiling at David Finlay and low blows El Phantasmo as they beat down ELP, and he is officially out. They literally told him,
"Get this guy out of here."
They literally did that to him, and now he is officially gone. So, man, this is the theory. Bakley and I haven't, but I'm going to let Bakley let it out first because he's been dying to talk about this. Look, I'm going to tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. Bakley, when he saw that happen, he went nutty. And this is a theory that he has because it's going to be
wonderful.
It'll be wonderful.
Well, first we're going to the post-fight where Dave Finlay is talking about, hey, he's not part of my Bullet Club. He's out of here. He was like, I've already been making moves to add guys to Bullet Club, so there's going to be some new members and we'll see in the future who they are. But he was like, ELP, you're out of here. And then he was like, there's been a guy 2,000 miles away that I kicked out that's saying he's still the leader of the Bullet Club and he's still part of it. He was like, he better not be doing that. He better not be wearing my logos, my colors. And he's talking about Jay White because Jay White has been talking about the Bullet Club black and gold. If you look on social media, you see El Fantasma was doing that before the event. He was rocking the black and gold. He was posting the shirt, the hat, the beanie, and he was acknowledging Jay White. So my theory is I think we see El Fantasma on AEW along with Juice and Jay White, and we get the formation of the Bullet Club Black and Gold. And then we've talked about this. Jay White can't compete in New Japan in Japan. He can't compete on New Japan Strong in America. But there's this little event in June called Forbidden Door 2, which is in Canada. Canada is up for grabs. That's where Jay White can compete against guys from New Japan. It's kind of like the loophole in the situation. So I feel like we're going to have a little bit of a civil war between the black and gold and the black and white. Headed by Jay White and David Finlay. Who knows what they do? They could just have a regular match. Maybe they have a match to decide the leader of the Bullet Club. Maybe there's other stakes involved. Maybe we get a 5-on-5. Get more members of the black and gold. Who knows? But I think this has to lead to, in some way, Jay White versus David Finlay, because technically he didn't get kicked out of the Bullet Club. He just got kicked out of New Japan. So there's going to be a lot of stuff brewing. And then when Renee Paquette on Dynamite interviewed Jay White and asked him about his status with the Bullet Club, he looked at her and then he just shut the door. So there's a lot of built up feelings on Jay White's side, and we're gonna see something sooner or later. Whether it's a package in New Japan on TV where he posts it and then it's like, let's go Forbidden Door. I can compete there. Like I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens now. I'm excited from both sides because it's just like NWO and NWO Wolfpack. It reminds me of that, and for a short while, it was great TV. So that's my thoughts on this.
Let's fucking go!
Let's go, because it could happen. We could get the Civil War. At first, we had a theory a while back. We were going to have the Civil War between the Bullet Club, which is Jay White at the time, versus the Elite, which we're getting the reunion already happening with the Hangman at the end.
Yep.
The rest of the Elite members. However, in this case, what Baker just mentioned, it makes all total sense. This could be actual Civil War between the Bullet Club, Black and White, versus the Bullet Club, Black and Gold, which you have Jay White, you have ELP who can come down. I think who might come down maybe will be Chase Owens, because you still have Chase Owens who wrestles, who's still part of Bullet Club. He could join along with that faction.
And then he kind of acknowledged David Finlay, so I think he could be on the black and white. Mm-hmm. And then let's not forget there's Chris Bay and Ace Austin and Impact, who both got added by Jay White, and I think that they might side with the black and gold.
Yes, there you go. So you might have Jay White, ELP, Ace Austin, Chris Bay versus David Finlay, Kenta, Taji Ishimori, and who else could have been?
It could be a new member.
A new member
that they have.
A new member. Yeah, if they could do that, then perfect. Because you still have. So you mentioned, okay, so Chase Owens, I guess, more siding with David Finlay. You still have Bad Luck Fale, but I know he's been busy, up in New Zealand getting that ready for the upcoming show for New Japan, and obviously he's a head trainer out there, so we haven't really seen much of Bad Luck Fale. So there's still a lot of things that are roasting here, ladies and gentlemen. It's like the Civil War is happening, but we just have to wait. Now that ELP is officially out, we don't know what's next for him. We don't know if he's going to actually come to the United States, probably be part of it. We don't know what's his contract status at all.
Exactly. And then let's not forget that he is from Canada. So
That's right. You're absolutely right. And this is something that it opens a lot of those doors of anything that could be possibility happen between now and June, because heading to Forbidden Door, you still got Don Tago coming up to still tell the story. Best of Super Juniors coming up as well. You have the event happening in New Zealand. You still have Dominion before Forbidden Door. Oh, our tribal chief. That's right. Our tribal chief. Acknowledge him, ladies and gentlemen. Acknowledge our tribal chief, Devin. That's right. We have to acknowledge you. Yes, we acknowledge you. We acknowledge. That's why he is.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
He is the GOAT. Our tribal chief is
Yes.
the MVP right there. That is right. He is. He is.
And there's one thing that I'm holding back. I feel like there's going to be a smoking gun in this storyline. I'm not going to reveal it right now. I'm just going to hold it in. You can't reveal all your tricks.
I know, but this is going to be really, really interesting because this opens the doors for Forbidden Door. I'm telling you, you still have to talk with the Super Juniors, the I don't know if it's the one in New Zealand. Have that one coming up. You still have Dominion that's happening before Forbidden Door. So they have a long window of how to build that story heading into Forbidden Door. And to see where El Fantasma is going to show up. Is he going to go to Impact? Is he going to go to AEW? We don't know as of yet what's his contract status. But the way how it looks, though, Bakley, because we're looking at we see his social medias. You see him all posting pictures of Japan with the Japanese crowd. Like if he's giving like a cryptic message that he's leaving, like, oh man, I'm gonna miss his crowd, or it feels that way. It feels that way that we might see maybe leaving. This is the first time too, because
he was going on kind of like that good guy kind of trail with the crowd. He was going out, they'd chant him, and he'd go like this to fans, and he'd pull things, and then Dave Finley would be like, "What are you doing? Stop doing that!" And he'd be like, "What?" And he was like, even in New Japan Cup against Naito, he was doing that, and it was heading towards that way. So it's like he's going into that gray area right now.
Yeah, and I love it because even the entrance giving little boy the too sweet. Little boy ran up to him, hey, too sweet, and good shit. I mean, I can't wait, man. This is going to be exciting. I want to see what's the future of the Bullet Club, what new members they're going to add on to that. What's going to, I'm just excited to see what they're going to do with that. I'm really, really excited. All right, let's get into the next one. The one of the greatest, well, I wouldn't say it was the greatest, but it was a banger of a banger, man. Oh my God.
It was money.
It was money.
Banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger.
This was after banger, ladies and gentlemen, because Mercedes Moné putting the IWGP Women's Championship on the line in the triple threat match versus AZM and Hazuki. And man, look at that. Double back statement there. Well, we can't say that. So it's double Monet statement. You can say Monet statement. There you go. And what a fantastic turn. Oh, man. Mercedes did a great job at this one, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to all three of them. I know. Fuck you, Dave Meltzer, and fuck you, Brian Alvarez. I heard you guys talking shit about this match. You guys are pieces of shit. You guys were talking about a woman power bid. Oh, this match was not really great because it had the chemistry wasn't there. I'm like, fuck off. No.
They did a great job. They were able to communicate. We see this all the time where you might not be able to understand what your opponent is saying, but there's wrestling language where you don't need that. You just know what to do next, and you guys are on the same wavelength, and you can communicate in other ways. And they were able to do it. I thought some of the high spots were great. I thought the ending was great, where she hit the Monet Maker, and then was able to do it on top. One on top of the other, and then she just kind of pushes it over and pins and gets the victory there. And it's something to do. You want to continue that. You want to continue to get more eyes on your product by having the bigger star there to promote it. So they have Mercedes get the victory in her first match in Japan. This was a big deal. And then to do it on a New Japan show, nonetheless, is huge. I don't even remember the last time that they did this non-Wrestle Kingdom dark match.
And what I loved about it, too, that this match was very receptive from the crowd. Good to see that Monet got a little, got a reaction, and like the fans were really invested in this match. I mean, just seeing, the Meteora by Monet, seeing her doing what she does best. The way she sold, man, because man, AZM was putting hands on her, and Jesus, and then Hazuki herself too. Like these three women put a banger of a match. I don't give a damn what the other fucking dirt she said. You're full of shit.
And I love the Mandalorian attire, the themed attire by Mercedes, and it just so happened it worked out to where it was the same week that she appeared on Mandalorian on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So it just the coronation of both of those was perfect timing for that. It was promoting her show a couple days after she was on it. She's going to be on it again this Wednesday, so keep a lookout on her on Mandalorian season 3 on Disney Plus.
Oh man, definitely.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on that, ladies and gentlemen.
She's doing everything right now, but then, of course, we saw what happened afterwards. We see Miyu Iwatani come in and challenge her. We know that now it's going to be Mercedes Moné versus Miyu Iwatani at the Stardom All-Star. The Stardom All-Star pay-per-view. I believe it's next week. Or
let me double check.
Next weekend. Next weekend.
It's next weekend, right? Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, the 22nd or 23rd.
Somewhere around there. But that's gonna be I think that card is gonna be a banger, man. Just seeing that. And then just what I love is that Monet is doing a fucking fantastic job because see the press conference. And then obviously giving her, finisher on Iwatani on the table.
Yeah.
And just what I love about this story is how Iwatani is so she's like the underdog. And just look at this shit. Like, oh man, Monet is really, really pushing this, and I'm stoked. I'm excited for what's for this matchup, and this is gonna be a hell of a banger. And
it's the last known date on our DR2. We don't know what's next afterwards. So, like, if she retains, we don't know what the course is because they highlighted the couple of dates, and the Stardom one is the last one of what we know so far. So it's like the future has a little bit of intrigue on it to where she's going to be. And it's like, if she wins, what does she do next? Where does she wrestle? And then, but if she loses, does it mean she's going back to WWE? Does it mean she's doing something else? We don't know. And that's kind of what I like about it is we don't know the future, so we can kind of enjoy it for what it is at the present time.
Oh yeah, definitely, because this is gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen, on April 22nd, April 23rd at the Yokohama Arena, All-Star Grand Kingdom. And this is a main event. Once again, Mercedes Moné defending the IWGP Women's Heavyweight Championship versus Miyu Iwatani. The dream match that everybody been wanted to see. And this is the dream match that we've been wanting, and it's going to happen. And we're going to cover it. Yeah. And hopefully we get the Brett from Brain Busters to tag along so we can go ahead and cover this because, man, you got to check out Brain Busters. Of course, they cover in the Phoenix Splash podcast. They cover as well a lot of Stardom and DDT and Noah and a lot of so much shit. But, man, speaking of good shit, let's get on to the next one. The next title defense is coming. That is right. The IWGP World Television Championship at Zack Sabre Jr. versus the Shooter, Shota Umino, and man,
the Roughneck.
15 minutes of hard-hitting shit. Shota Umino defeated Zack Sabre in the New Japan Cup before this challenge was accepted because, man, Zack Sabre was not gonna let himself. Fuck no, hell no. We need to challenge. We're gonna chat. I'm putting my TV title on the line. We got 15 minutes of good shit. No red shoes involved this time. He did not referee this match. But this match was brutal. This match was.
Can I highlight the entrance for Shota?
Go for it.
Can I highlight his entrance of what actually showed him out in the concourse, walking out like John Moxley would do?
Yes.
And they see him opening the door. You see everybody in the crowd because it was kind of like the lower bowl over, so you could kind of see him go down. It was a really cool like look from behind, because usually they're looking in the arena and you're looking to see where he is, but in this view, you know where he's at, and then you see him walk out and walk down. I thought that was very cool because, of course, we talk about it. He is a John Moxley disciple, but then he has a little bit of that New Japan flair along with it. So I love every bit of the entrance that he does with that now, and he gets the fans involved. He puts the little hand brace on one of the kids, and then he gets them to hype up. And this match was just really good. Like you said, very hard-hitting. I thought Shota Umino and him put on a great match. And, of course, we'll check out this. Just look at that. Just look at that submission right there. Look at him torquing that. Because I feel like Zack Sabre Jr. came in with a purpose. He kind of dominated the first half, but then Shota came back in the second half. He hit him with an inverted DDT. Then he hit him with the Death Rider, and comes close to pinning him, but Zack Sabre kicked out. But then that's when Zack Sabre took over, locked him in the arm lock, and then he cranked the other arm behind it on top of it, and he forced him to tap. And he needed this. I love this Zack Sabre Jr. TMDK. He is the television champion. He gets it done with 1 minute left. There was 1 minute left in this match, and he gets it done. And I want to highlight from something I was talking about earlier with Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb was getting interviewed afterwards, after his match, and Zack Sabre Jr. came over and was like, let's have a match. Let's go. And so they're going to have the match. But then Zack Sabre Jr. was getting interviewed, and he goes, I want to defend my title. Instead of somebody tell me who I'm defending against, I'm telling you guys who's next. And he calls out Tom Lawler, Team Filthy Leader, and they're going to be competing against each other for the TV title at the Saturday's Capital Collision in DC.
That's gonna be a banger, man. Oh my God, it's gonna be on Fight TV. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you order that, or that's gonna be a hell of a banger match. Tom Filthy Lawler versus Zack Sabre Jr. You got an actual former UFC MMA fighter who will be getting in the ring with a technician of Zack Sabre. So we're gonna see some blood sport here, Barnett style here in this Saturday coming up. But this one here, this TV title did delivered. Basically you hit all the good points. What I also wanted to bring up was the beginning of it, how it was a quick rush right away, counter forward, pinning, pinfall. There was an opportunity that Shota Umino could have beat Zack Sabre with almost 3 in the roll up, and the sunset flip to roll up, and it was about to be 3, and then Sabre wait, hold on, what's it? 2. See, Shota Umino was like, oh, you're just close, we're very close, but man. Just seeing Shota really showing up to the fans, and not only that, just and oh my God, and then him doing the Death Rider. Well, the first Death Rider couldn't get all of it because Zack Sabre kicked out. He was going to go for the Paradise Shift, but unfortunately, that's when Zack Sabre reversed and got the arm lock, and then that's when he had no choice to tap out. But man, this match was a banger.
Imagine if you get Forbidden Door, where you get something with the Blackpool Combat Club, and they need a member, and then they have Shota Umino come as their last member against some other team. And then you get the reunited Moxley and Shota Umino.
Oh my God! And then not only that, we finally get to see maybe that Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. That's the match we've been waiting for. You never know. Maybe this Saturday, Capital Collision, or even the day after, you might see him appear.
I want my trios triple threat match. I want Bryan Danielson, Zack Sabre Jr., and Shibata.
Oh, this is gonna be good shit. I cannot wait. This match was incredible. It was awesome. Good to see. Then all right, let's move on to the next one. We got
And if you thought that was good, just wait until you get to this one.
this one was the banger, ladies and gentlemen. A banger. A storytelling at its best. And this was storytelling as what? Chef's fucking kiss, man. Because Aussie Open versus Bishamon, Yoshihashi, Hiroki Goto. I said they're defending the IWGP World Tag Team Champions versus Aussie Open. Mark Davis, Kyle Fletcher. The beginning of the matchup, how Bailey mentioned. If we have a picture ready, you can pull it up if you want. But man, right there, ladies and gentlemen, had new IWGP World Tag Team Champions. But man, the beginning of this matchup, of course, we did see Kyle Fletcher doing a moonsault outside to Hiroki Goto. But unfortunately, when he landed all the way to his head, whiplash towards the gate rail, that it busted him open. So he pretty much had a Finn Balor cut, you could say. Like how he had a main edge. He had about a cut right behind the head. Good thing, doctors just went in there, didn't even stitch him up. They just band-aided him very, very good. And as tight as possible, but he was still bleeding throughout the whole match. Mark Davis was still controlling of the matchup. While they were attending to Kyle Fletcher outside the ring, you done an empire surrounding it, making sure that, hey, he was okay. And he still went throughout the match. Seeing, Mark Davis, Goto going at it, banger, offensive, defensive moves. Stan Hansen style, flying out, Mark Davis is your Stan Hansen 2.0. Flying outside the ring, the suicide dive. And, of course, with the suplexes and just, and then the Kyle Fletcher coming in with that, spinning heel kick in the corner to
talk about hot tag.
Oh, a hot tag, baby. And the crowd were chanting Aussie Open. Aussie Open.
They were into it. They were like Aussie Open were white hot in the crowd's eyes. They got the crowd cheering them because of what they were doing. The past month we've seen the Workhorsemen in the Aussie Open. This was their third tag title match in the past 10 days. They had the Ring of Honor, they had Impact, and now here's New Japan, and this is the one they capitalize on. They've done a lot of matches in the past month. They've just been working hard, and between that and the New Japan Cup, we're seeing identities for both guys separately. Like you like kind of like Bishamon, how you know what Goto is and you know who Yoshihashi is separate, and then they come together and they're like a united front. We're seeing that with Aussie Open, kind of the opposite. We got to see them together, and now we are seeing them separate. We've seen Kyle Fletcher. He has all these high-flying moves. He has the will to want to win. There was a lot of kicks. He is very vocal. But then you got Dump Truck Davis, who's, just like you said, more Stan Hansen-esque, more of the bruiser, the power guy, but he's not afraid to jump out the ring at you. Oh. He's not afraid to do any of that. And these two teams mesh well together. They put on almost a 5-star match, and Fletcher was the one. He was the standout of this with the getting hurt. He came back, and then they almost hit him with the finish twice, and he would kick out twice to keep the match going. Just enough for Mark Davis to get back into it. Then they threw out, of course, I believe they threw out Yoshihashi, and then they finished Goto and got the pin on him and became new champs. And then you saw all the United Empire. Like we've seen the movement from a heel faction to a face good guy faction in the last month and a half. During this nice run for Aussie Open. And what I've said this all along, where you got United Empire, where you got their guys out there rooting for each other, but they don't get involved. They're just there for support. And I think that's a big thing with them turning face, and then you see right there, they hug. That they just finally did it. They've held the strong titles, but they never held the New Japan IWGP tag titles, and the mission is complete, and they're able to get it done. But now we know who is next, because after the match, Zack Sabre Jr. comes out after he talks to Jeff Cobb, and he tells these two that he has a message he needs to deliver from Haste and Nichols, that they're coming for those titles. And we're going to have the IWGP first defense between Aussie Open and TMDK at Dontaku.
I think it's not going to be Dontaku. I think it's going to be before that. But yeah, this is where he started talking to somebody. I might. Hey, you know, I got a message for you. I got a message from you from Shanghai and Mikey Nichols. You know, challenging you for those tag team titles. And like, yes, and it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen on Taco. I think it's gonna
it's gonna. I think it's wrestling. I think it's gonna be at the Setsuna no Kuni
April 29th. Yeah, so it's gonna be the I think New Japan Satsuma. Yeah, Satsuma. Yeah, that event that's gonna happen. That's where we're gonna have Tai Chi as well versus
Shigo,
yeah. So this is gonna happen on that event on April 29th. Which is coming in a couple weeks. So yeah, that's gonna be congratulations to Aussie Open. They did a phenomenal job, and how you mentioned Biggie as well. I think with the New Japan Cup really helped them solidify not only just as a team but also as individuals. How you mentioned the identities, to see who they really are. And we got to see that at the New Japan Cup with Mark Davis, with Kyle, mainly Mark Davis, even though Kyle lost in the second round, but that's fine. But it showed Kyle Fletcher what he did when he beat Yoshihashi in the beginning of the first round of that New Japan Cup. And now seeing what they could do, not as just singles competitors, but as a tag team. I'm happy that the crowd it brought tear my eye, baby, to see Aussie Open.
And now thinking of this, are we making history here now, where we're going to have the first time that the IWGP tag titles are defended with no Japanese team in the match? Because we got two Australian teams going against each other.
Well, wait a minute. So Aussie Open. You're right. This is two Australians. Yeah, you're right. Because two Australians is what that is. Shit, I forgot. TMDK. I forgot they're part of. I thought it was New Zealand. Oh yeah, you're right. They're Australian. So Shane Haston and Mike Nichols. You're right. They're Australian. Yeah. You're absolutely right. This is the first time that we see Gaijins for for IWGP belt. That's crazy. I hadn't even thought about it until you mentioned it. Oh shit! I really thought about it until you mentioned it. And then throughout the match, of course, through the match towards the ending, Kevin Kelly calling out FTR, like, "Hey FTR, we need to do this again, baby. We need to have this rematch to see who is the best tag team in New Japan." Give us FTR and Aussie Open one more time.
They did the banger in England where they went 40 minutes. So.
Yes, we need a part two.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want.
Now here's the question. Now, where do you have it? Do you do it at Wembley Stadium at the AEW All In, or do you do it at, say, Dominion or Forbidden Door? Which event do you do it at?
I say Forbidden Door. I think I think Europe. Let me remember, they had it at Royal Quest in England for the first time. Yes. They need to have a part two in the United States. So now this is something that we need to have here. Why should they have it in Canada? So to Canada's the one. Where are they going to have it? Shit, Canada's going to have it, which is good. At least they're going to get it. At least up in North America, they're going to have that. At least we're going to see. Because you have to give, mind you have Aussie Open who just won those titles. Now they got to defend them against, TMDK. You have FTR from who just won their tag team titles. The AEW tag team titles. See who they're going to face next. Who are the next challengers? So I think the build-up will be great. I hope we see the backlash between them on social media going at it like, "Hey, I'm the best. Oh, I'm the best over here, everybody." And just seeing them going at it verbally on social media until let's settle the score. Route Part 2, Forbidden Door. Oh, man, such good shit. That happens. Shit to happen, baby.
Such good shit.
This needs to be good shit. It needs to happen. We got to see FTR, Aussie Open 2. And let it happen in Forbidden Door Part 2. I don't mind it. I do not mind it. But I love that. And then seeing Kevin Kelly congratulating Fletcher and Mark Davis. Hey, you did it, baby. I'm proud of you, kid. And love seeing the hug that he gave them. Like, emotional moment and it got me emotional to see Aussie Open winning those tag team titles, man. Well deserved. Congratulations to you both guys. Fucking banger matchup. Banger, baby. And fuck you, Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez, for not giving this shit a 5-star. I just wanted to say that. Fucking assholes. Fuck them. We'll give you 5 stars. 5 beers we'll give you. No, 6-pack. We'll give you a 6-pack. 6-pack of beer, but we don't have to drink them. All right. So now we head to the co-main event of the evening. We're almost to the main event, ladies and gentlemen. And that is, of course, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. As Hiromu Takahashi defending the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title versus the return of the man, Mr. Robbie Eagles, who is now part of TMDK.
We got the time bomb versus the Eye of the Sky.
That's right. The time bomb versus the Eye of the Sky. And man, talk about banger. This is another banger. This was, oh my God. Seeing, man, you break it down, brother. Take it away.
I love the narration of Eagles in this match by Kevin Kelly. He goes into it. He was like, he needed a fresh new scene. It wasn't like a bad split up between him and Chaos. He needed somewhere where he needed to be the guy, the junior heavyweight of the stable. It was always going to be the 4th junior heavyweight in Chaos, but now he can go to TMDK where he is the top junior heavyweight. He said that when he was out, Zack Sabre Jr. was the guy that was always asking him to train, to work, to do this, to do that. And he grew close to him. And when he asked him to join, he said, why not? And we're seeing, I wouldn't say this evil side of him. It's this more like cutthroat where he's willing to do things a little bit dirty to try and win the title. And it's not him being bad. It's just him trying to do anything that he can. I love the fact that he was attacking the leg from behind, which is usually a heel move, but he's just doing it because he's trying to win. He's attacking the injured spots. He was always going after the right arm that he hurt him a week earlier in a 3-on-3 match where after the bell he locked in, of course, the submission on him. And then held on to injure him. And I always like when Robbie Eagles does the 450 off the top rope onto his opponent's hand, and then he locks in the Robbie Eagles special on his opponent. And so it's like a double whammy. And it was kind of just like a story of telling him just gnawing away at Hiromu. And it's always a story with Hiromu where he has to fight adversity to get their victory, and he always has that prize at the end where he wants to be. We talk about he wants the main event Wrestle Kingdom for the junior heavyweight title. Like I feel like he never wants to leave the division because he wants that, and it's worth more to him than the IWGP heavyweight title. And like he brings it to new heights, but I feel like he's done everything that he can but do that with that championship. But just when we think that Robbie Eagles is about to make him tap, Hiromu hits the next level. And as you see right here, he finally gets the chance to hit the time bomb. It took him 3 times to do it. Mm-hmm. And he pins Robbie Eagles 1, 2, 3 to hold his title.
And it was a solid match, man. Just looking at this matchup, the German and right here, going for the leg the whole time, whole time going after Hiromu's knee and just going through the whole leg. And man, and then that reverse Hurricane Rana. Oh my God, I thought that was it. I really thought this was it. I'm like, no shit. And the way how he landed, you see, oh my God, I thought it was going to be over. But nope, you're right on point. The ticking time bomb, it took 3 effing times to do it, and he got the upset for the win.
This won't be the last matchup between these two.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I will tell you that for sure.
I think this should be a trilogy, from my opinion.
Yes.
I think this should be a trilogy for this one.
Because if you think about it, I believe Eagles took the title from him at Tokyo Dome like 2 Mays ago. That's how he won the title. So they need a third one.
They absolutely need a third one for sure. It needs to happen. It needs to happen. A third one is a charm, and
and then when he lost, you see that look in Robbie Eagles, like he was like, "You got me here," and then he sat there for a second. He looked, and it was like, "What's he gonna do? Is he gonna do something?" But then he got out. But then he looked at him. He gave that look like, "We're not done." You're in my hindsight. I got the sniper scope on, and I'm ready to attack you again when I get the chance to do it.
Absolutely. So,
I'm just glad he's back, because he wasn't there for like 6 to 8 months, and like I've said it many times on the show. Whereas Robbie Eagles, he needs to be mainstay in that junior heavyweight division, and especially with all the guys I feel like are leaving the division. And now he's back. He's in a new stable. He's the number one guy, and I feel like this is his time now. And I feel like if there's a guy to take the title from Hiromu, it needs to be him.
Look, I wouldn't even mind if it's Kanemaru taking the title. I know it's not a great build-up, but we're gonna get into it, and I'm gonna explain why I feel like it. And it's time. It is time to get to the main event, ladies and gentlemen. The main event of this evening, and that is, of course, Kazuchika Okada defending the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship versus just 5 guys, SANADA. And I tell you that this match was
banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger.
This is such good shit.
And of course, this was a brutal match. These men destroyed each other, and that's when we got the outcome of this matchup. Of course, the beginning, SANADA with the high spots, with the high moves, Okada as well, and then the whole shit. How this started in the beginning was the outside, the magic spoon right there, right outside. That's when everything happened out there. Okada's neck was injured, and that's when SANADA took advantage, brought all his offense. He even used a TKO, try to get in there to get the win. He pushed desperately to try to get this win against Okada. And then, of course, even with the Dragon Sleeper, I was like, oh, he got the Dragon Sleeper.
And then don't forget, on the other end, Okada was attacking him with the money clip early. Usually he doesn't go to that till later on, but they were talking about how it was kind of a slap in the face that he was doing it early, using his B finisher because he felt like he wasn't worthy enough for the Rainmaker clothesline. So he was doing that, but he kept on getting to the ropes. And I think one fatal move that he made was he let go of the money clip when it looked like he had him finished. And he let go of it, and that was a wrong move. That was a bad move. The SANADA capitalized on it, and every time you go for the Rainmaker, SANADA would just duck out and hit him afterwards and gain a little bit of momentum here and there. We talked about this. One of my favorite things was just the selling of the moves, the selling of the attacks to the head and neck of Okada. Because right there, you got the landslide that he was trying to do twice. He tried to hit it towards the end, and he was putting so much effort into picking him up while SANADA was trying to push him down that he collapsed. Like the will to want to hit that move, and SANADA was able to force him not to because of the pressure on the neck. The storytelling, the selling of the moves and the damage they were causing to both guys. We had a receipt on the outside. You talked about it a week ago. SANADA got OKADA with the open ground, pulling the thing out on the outside, hitting him in the head. So then OKADA did it to SANADA here and got the revenge. And he was trying to get this done early, but SANADA just kept on chipping away at him. And it took the second time with the new finish to get the pin here. And everybody was shocked. No one expecting OKADA to lose to SANADA. This is a big thing here. SANADA gets this victory. OKADA had to be carried out of the ring by the Young Lions. He was that, and then he looked back and he was.
That never happens, by the way.
No,
that never happens. No, it never happens. To see that happening, and then of course the celebration, the celebration. Just 5 guys, SANADA. Hey man, that's why.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT, ladies and gentlemen. He's a damn GOAT. After 7 years, 7 fucking years, he finally finally won it here, and I was happy. And I think, looks like we gotta have a banger right now to join us in the last main event. So let's see. Yes, he was happy. I was happy. Oh, just to see that. Oh my God, man! I cried. I cried. I literally cried.
He got that move.
I like this guy. I like this guy.
It finally gets that moment. We've talked about this. When is SANADA going to finally get that? Like, because he never really had it when he won the U.S. title because he got injured and he never got to defend it. So he never kind of got to savor it. And then now he gets to do it with the biggest prize in New Japan, the IWGP heavyweight title. And he is the guy now. This has been a whirlwind month from when he started the New Japan Cup. He leaves LIJ, goes to just 4 guys. They form just 5 guys, gets a haircut, a new look, a new finish. He wins that, and then he becomes the champion. And speaking of that,
champion, here he is, the
Banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger.
The Banger Podcast. Banger. TK, ladies and gentlemen, he is here, banging it out with us, heading for the main event. What's going on?
He's looking at you.
What a picture. What a picture. What a picture. What a show. Sakura Genesis. What a show. Boys, what's up? Ivan, my dude, Bakley, pound that chest for the banger. Boys, great stuff so far. I'm super I'm on a high right now. Not like an actual high, but I just came off an interview with Buff Bagwell. It was phenomenal. That'll be dropping right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network soon. SANADA, my boy, is the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Dump Truck Davis and Kyle Fletcher are the IWGP Tag Team Champions. The freaking Mercedes Moné match, yo, my God, those 2 women with her. Oh, I want to watch some Stardom. Wow, what a show. What a show, boys. Oh, and Shooter and ZSJ. Banger.
That was a banger. That was a hell of a banger. But man, tell me you didn't cry when you saw SANADA win it. 7 fucking years. 7 years. He's never won the big one. And mind you, this was his last opportunity. If he did not win this one, no disrespect to Goto, but this would have been a Goto for him for his career.
They mentioned that too. They were like, he's one lost match away from being Hiroki Goto.
Exactly. And tell me you didn't cry, Bobby, when you saw this. Tell me you didn't cry. Tell me you didn't damn cry. Break it down for us in matchup. Let us know. Break it down, Bobby. Break it down.
Man, we've been waiting. I mean, Bakley and I used to do this show called The Main Line with our buddy Gary 3 years ago. And I got into New Japan 4.5, 5 years ago. SANADA was my dude. I don't know. I just instantly fell for this guy. I think it was just the tag team with Evil was so dope to me, and SANADA just naturally stood out. And he's had opportunities. He's had plenty of opportunities. He's wrestled Okada plenty of times. He's beaten Okada before, but now we all thought Bakley convinced us. I blame Bakley again. Bakley convinced us that this was supposed to be David Finlay, and then we all thought, hey. Maybe David Finlay could do the Evil and become the world champion. But hey, how about instead of just 4 guys, we get just 5 guys? SANADA is the new. Yes, baby. Yes. Oh my God. First of all, it was spoiled for me. I hate it. I blame Bakley again. I thought it was Saturday night into Sunday. Instead, it was Friday into Saturday. First thing I do when I open my phone is see SANADA with the gold, and I'm like,
and then I got spoiled too. So
you did. You did. Yep.
I think we all got spoiled somehow, some way, but we all did. I don't know what the fuck happened.
But it was still beautiful, right? But it was still beautiful when I went back and watched it. If it would have been natural, I probably would have been pouring the tears like crazy. But since I knew when I was worked up already, and I was just like, "Oh, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it." It wasn't like as happy tears. It was just like, "Yes, SANADA, the world's champion, baby."
And I was telling Ivan what I loved the most about the match was towards the end, just the working of the injury, how Okada was trying so hard to do the landslide twice, and he just couldn't lift him up, and he just collapsed. He just collapsed because of all the moves to the neck and the head. It was just too much for him. It was like he was trying to overcome too much, and then SANADA found a way to just level him, and he capitalized on it. Like we're so used to Okada breaking out of that and finding ways, and he finally didn't find a way to pull it out.
Yeah, absolutely. It was about time he wanted the big one. So, I mean, before we even get into anything, let's get TK's quick brief overall of his matches. We want to hear his take.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. We want to hear you, Papi Chulo. So let's break it down. You know, let's start from the beginning for him. So let's start for him, basically. Bring up the banners for the base. So we got the Toru Yano. So you know the first one with the theme songs coming out. So you had Minoru, Great Okan, Toru Yano versus Tanahashi, Desperado, and Yo. Give us your take on that.
It was very interesting. I was confused. I put my Fire Stick was glitching, so I had to fast forward and rewind and fast forward and rewind. By the time I finally got to the entrances, like I was like, wait a second, what is going on? Why is Despy and Minoru on separate teams? What is it? Why is Great Okan and Suzuki on the same team? And then I understood it was just like a fracas, whatever it is, what it is, and I was like cool with it. So this, it did what it did. It got me into the show. It got me curious as to what was going on, and it was enjoyable. 6 very enjoyable talents in the ring, no doubt.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
What do you say? SANADA goes to the former LG. Yeah. Well, yeah, we're gonna get into that. I'm saving that because I want to get everybody all together, but I want to get TK's thoughts over the matches though. So we got United Empire versus the House of Torture.
Good. Yes. Fuck the House of Torture. I'm fucking sick of them and everything about them. So if Jeff Cobb and Hanari, more Hanari wins, the better for me. And Jeff Cobb is so talented. Like, my God, that guy is a fucking freak.
I thought he killed Show.
He ain't dead, bro.
Fucking shove a wrench fight. God, the House of Torture kills me, dude. I know that that's their job and they're doing their job. But fuck the House of Torture.
All right. Then we got the Just 5 Guys versus LIJ. Well, give us your take on that one.
Yeah, I think it just sets up for later in the night. We got to make sure that Just 5 Guys are going to be strong, and we'll see that, after the SANADA match with him letting Hiromu know that Despy's going to challenge him, or not Despy, that the Kanemaru is going to challenge him for his belt. So we're just going to go ahead and make sure that Just 5 Guys are staying strong. And I love that. LIJ is, God, it's so sad because like LIJ is what really got me into New Japan. Like, again, I was a SANADA mark because of SANADA and Evil. The tag team was so sick. And Naito was so sick. And Hiromu. And then when they added Shingo, I'm just like, okay, this stable is ridiculous. But at the end of the day, LIJ is dead. So I don't fucking care about LIJ anymore. I do want to see SANADA beat Shingo, and I do want to see SANADA beat Naito, and I do want to see SANADA beat Hiromu. But Okada and Ospreay at Wrestle Kingdom, SANADA's nowhere near that shit.
No, see.
Tranquilo.
Love Naito. That'll bang. We should see that. We should get that for sure.
But the one thing I was telling Bakley, though, TK, that we're happy to see just 5 guys, these undercard guys. Like, whoever thought you could see Doku versus Tetsuya Naito? When did you ever thought about that? You know, like, you know,
and make him tap out too. That's how they won. Was Doki made him tap out, and then he was like, "I want you 1-on-1." It brings some confidence back to him, and every member of that faction is kind of like I said it before, they're kind of like in the shadows of another guy from where they were before. Even SANADA was in the shadows of Naito, and with everything with this. And SANADA has kind of picked everybody up in that group and kind of brought them to a new level. And they got this confidence in them, just that 5-guy confidence, you know.
And we wanted SANADA and Tai Chi for so long, and we thought it would just be relegated to the tag division. Fuck. You mean to tell me SANADA's going to be world champ? Tai Chi can go and get not the U.S. champ. There's no Intercontinental champ. I don't know. Maybe a never championship again or something. I don't know. But, I mean, he doesn't even need a belt. He's just sitting there facilitating just 5 guys, kind of like the Naito role in LIJ, and that's cool, dude. So I'm loving what just 5 guys is doing. And when they formed the just 4 guys, it was very weak. You know, it was cool, new stable, but, you know, Taka and Tai Chi and Kanemaru and Doki, it's like, yeesh. Adding SANADA there, putting the world title on him, getting the fucking junior heavyweight championship shot, beating LIJ, winning matches, stringing victories together. That's how you build something. Love it.
And then Kevin Kelly said something perfectly with SANADA. The whole cold skull like persona, like faceless, like he doesn't show a lot of emotions. The hair, like it was like Cold Skull was kind of just like it kind of held him back because because him not showing emotion, no one can kind of get behind him because he's not showing the aggression. And they've been saying that like we need SANADA to show aggression and show that he wants this. And now that he's in a group where he got the haircut, he's got the new look, he's got the new robe, the new everything. He's shown that aggression. Taichi has brought that out in him from the New Japan Cup, and now you can get behind him now because he's shown the emotion.
Dude, yes. In the look, the clean look, the change, the complete change of look, everything. Perfect. Hell yes. Dump Truck Davis, Aussie Open, oi, oi, oi. I was wondering why they didn't do FTR versus Aussie Open at Wrestle Kingdom. Apparently, they're saving that for down the road. I'm fine with it. That match, I'll wait. You know, when I talk about that.
Well, yeah. Well, we've got the Bullet Club. This is where I want to get your theory.
Wow. Crazy. Okay. But first of all, I want to just preface it with this, okay? So it's cool that they're kicking ELP out. He's going to go join Jay White and Juice Robinson. All right, fine. Black and Gold Bullet Club New Japan with David Finlay, Kenta, Ishimori, House of Torture. Oh, what the fuck is the Japan Bullet Club? It's trash. Like the New Japan's Bullet Club is straight fucking poo-poo. It's rubbish. It's garbage. It's trash. Like Finlay was cool as the leader if you were going to like have him solidify the Bullet Club, but him splitting the Bullet Club and being a half leader, fuck off. Get out of here with that, dude. And listen, I love David Finlay, and I was good with him. The heel. I thought he'd be the one to beat Okada, not SANADA. We all agreed that he'd be the one in this spot, not SANADA. And I was totally fine with it, cool with it, run with it, build him up. But you're going to kick out the most entertaining member of the Bullet Club. He's going to go and join Jay White and Juice and maybe Chris Bay and Ace Austin in the States. My God, what a sick faction that is. While you're running with Kenta and fucking Finlay, House of Torture. Okay, they're going to have a new member soon. Who on the roster? I was thinking about it. Who on the roster is even enticing to be a new member? I don't know. I got nobody. You guys let me in.
It's going to have to be somebody that they add from somewhere else because, like, we didn't mention it, but United Empire added somebody recently from Rev Pro, and so maybe they go that route. Somebody that we don't expect instead of like.
But it can't be
name.
like a Teton or a guy on that level. It's got to be a game changer, dude. It's got to be someone impactful because the New Japan Bullet Club is weak, dude. So it's got to be a moneymaker who will sell Bullet Club t-shirts and will make an impact for that group. And looking at the roster, I don't know. I really don't.
To be honest, it's a tough call. I don't know who you could add in that roster. You really can't. I mean, there really is nobody, to be honest. Like, I'm thinking of the roster. Who could really make a shock and turn heel? I'm looking at the baby faces side, and there really isn't. Unless one of them leaves a faction, that's another question. Unless they leave one faction,
like Hanari or something, like turns on United Empire.
I had a dark
like that.
I had a dark, but like it wasn't the one I was telling you about earlier, where like I'm keeping it myself, but one that I just thought of. What's the chances of Juice Robinson turning on Jay White and signing with Dave Finley and them?
That'd be interesting. Former Finn Juice, obviously.
Yeah, because you got that connection with Finn Juice.
That's right. Finn Juice. I mean, and like, who's the Bullet Club? So you have Finley, you have Chase Owens, Bad Luck Fale, and I guess you could say that you have the House of Torture, right? Because
and Kenta,
and Kenta and Taji
Ishimori.
Yeah, so that's what, like 9 people right there, right? It's about 10 people.
7, 8, yeah.
So yeah. And then we don't even know about Chris Bay and Ace Austin. We don't even know what side they're gonna choose. Bakley and I were mentioning about already. Maybe they could choose Jay White's side since Jay White was the one that got him in the first place.
Yeah,
maybe it could be Jay. Could be with the black and gold. So this is like your straight Civil War that you're gonna get. You're gonna get like how Bakley mentioned, NWO Black and White versus the Wolfpack Black and Red. Do we see this happening for Forbidden Door? Since that's happening.
Yeah, because that's that even ground where even though Jay White can't compete in New Japan, it's only in Japan and US he can't.
Don't you feel like that's such a waste of Jay White though for Forbidden Door? Like, because the New Japan Bullet Club is just trash. So like Jay White and Juice and ELP against Finley, Kenta, and Ishimori, does that do anything for you for Forbidden Door? I don't know if it does anything for me.
It depends on it. I said it depends on if there's any stipulations added to it, like where you put the leadership on the line, and maybe you have Finley finally win, and then Jay White can just do himself in AEW and focus on himself instead of the Bullet Club. Or if he wins, then you see him form like a black and gold group in AEW, and then you see him lead that. There's possibilities with it because you don't need him to be at the top. Of course, I'm a big Jay White guy. I want him at the top, but I think you need to build him.
Absolutely.
In the U.S. and Canada, get him familiar with everybody because he's from the New Japan, so a lot of people don't know him, and then shoot him up to the main event. And this is a way to do it.
I think for me, honestly, it's a wide gap because we don't know. They could go any direction between now, heading into Dontaku, heading into Forbidden Door, which is in June. You still got the Best of Super Juniors. You still got Natashima. You still got what's his face? The Hiroki Goto 20th anniversary event. There's some windows of gap to see how they can build this. We don't know. Like, we could throw so much theory, but this could be the Civil War we might want to see. Or it's tough, honestly.
And then right after the Best of Super Juniors is Dominion right away.
Dominion Royale, you're right.
That's going to be a huge show. God, I'm excited. This was cool. And Kevin Kelly putting ELP over like the whole time was dope too, dude. Yes. So that was really cool.
Yeah. So it's tough. We don't know who they can replace.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know either. But Finley did mention they were going to get new members. I don't know who was the new members. So, I mean, could be from Progress, how, Underground Temple Setting or Red Pro, probably. But we need someone from Japan who could make an impact. There's only one guy who can make an impact of doing that. and that could, but it's never gonna happen. I'll tell you this. I'm just fantasy booking here, but the only man who can turn fucking heel is Okada, bro. But that's never gonna happen.
I thought you were gonna say Shooter. I was like, no.
Oh, Umino. Maybe
I thought you were gonna-
Shooter would be awesome.
I
in
thought you
that
were
role.
gonna. I thought you were gonna say Tanahashi.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Joining the Bullet Club. Oh my god.
any of them, Okada, Tana, Shooter would be crazy if they went that route. They won't because he's way over.
Bishamon, imagine they could go over there to the Bullet Club. Bishamon. They could go.
Well,
Goto and Yoshihashi.
I do got somebody that comes to mind, but it's more so not because of them, but because of a thing that he's going to be doing at Dentaku. Like we keep forgetting of a guy who could go back to Bullet Club in Tangaloa because of Tamatanga.
Maybe him.
Interesting.
Because we haven't seen him since he got hurt over a year ago, and
That's
we just
true.
assume when he comes back that he's going to join up with his brothers. But they're doing single stuff now. That they've become single stars now, and Tangaloa has kind of been left in the cold, kind of like with nothing.
And Tamatanga hates Jay White. He never had issues with David Finlay. What if the Gorillas of Destiny and Hikuleo all go back to the Bullet Club and say, fuck you, Jay White. We left or we were booted because of you. Now you're gone. We're going to, because Tamatanga was the OG of it,
Mm-hmm. That's true.
The only thing, though, with that is Gato and Jado.
True.
They don't like each other right now. So that'd be the wild card. They would have to mend that fence.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen at all.
Yeah.
This match. Oh, my God, dude. First of all, the Moneymaker by Mercedes is awesome. She hit it right this time, and it was dope. Second of all, AZM, or Azumi, as they were calling her, with her actual name in this match. Wow. Brett talks about her being a prodigy. My God, this woman, my God. She was this match was electric. This match going back to back with the fucking television championship match was 30 minutes of just like my head spinning, dude. I'm like, this is awesome. And then the tag team match, it was like, this is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. Dude, Hazuki, she's according to Brett, she's like a mainstay there. She's always just coming up short of the big one. Kevin Kelly had me sold she might actually pull it off in the match, dude. I figured Mercedes would win. But Azumi and Hazuki, oh my God, they really made me want to watch New Japan or Stardom. They really made me want to tune into Stardom. This was awesome, and I can't wait to see Mercedes and
Miyu
Iwatani. That's going to be the big one.
And I believe it's in London. It's coming up in a week or two. They just did the press conference yesterday. Fucking, she hit the Moneymaker on it at the press conference. Let's go, baby. Money.
I got this. There you go.
I got this.
Yo, my bad, Bakley. But she goes, I hate people who wear their hair in side buns.
She did say that. I was like,
Bailey.
I got this question for you. Like I said it to Ivan. This is the last known date for Mercedes Moné on the tour, like with their deal with New Japan and Stardom that we know of. What do you think happens with this? Do you think Iwatani wins, or do you think Moné wins? And if she wins, where does she go from here?
I think she has to win. She'll have to sign another 6-month contract or something. She has to represent that title and that brand at All In. She's got to wrestle at All In. I've got to think if they're going to do All In at Wembley Stadium, they already have this partnership with New Japan. At All In, I fully expect to see Will Ospreay. I expect to see Zack Sabre Jr. I expect to see Mercedes Moné. She has got to be at All In. 80,000. They want to sell it out. You got to bring the biggest and the baddest. That's her.
Well, speaking of All In, want to talk about that. There could be a possibility that we may see later by this evening, by tonight, there'll be an announcement because we saw All Japan, DDT, Noah, and New Japan made a same teaser video, like a sky cloud. Maybe this could be them getting involved with AEW to go at All In. And that's going to be part of your All In, your collaboration pay-per-view there. We'll see if they can fill those 92,000 people. Maybe if there's possibility. But you're right. they have to resign Monet at least for another 5-match contract. If this is her last one, her losing it, it's fine. But you can still book her as a New Japan or Stardom star, instead of her being a free agent. But I would really, I think Monet's having a good time. She is fucking killing it in Japan right now. I don't give a damn what anybody says. She's fucking killing it right now. And this match, like you said, yes, it was a banger. I enjoyed it. We need her to stay.
It was so fast paced, but it was so crisp and smooth at the same time. And it was only like 12 minutes. And I was just like, I was so invigorated, dude. It was just so fucking awesome. And I think what we're looking at on this screen right here, it doesn't say the red belt. It doesn't say the white belt. It says the IWGP Women's Championship, which is so very important. Because while we want to sit here and think it's Stardom, it is not Stardom. What does it say? IWGP, okay? She's a representative of New Japan more so than Stardom, in my opinion, which is why she is going to continue to reign as that champion. Take it to All In, not Forbidden Door. Save her for All In and make it really fucking count. Mercedes versus Saraya at All In? Fucking Christ. Come on, dude.
You even heard Jamie Hayter. That would be another one.
Problem with that is who can lose. That's why Saraya could lose. Well, I guess it's in England. That's the problem with booking shows like that. Is why with Forbidden Door you couldn't do an Okada versus Punk if he was healthy, because someone has to lose and neither one of those guys could lose. I guess it's kind of similar with Mercedes versus Jamie, but I can't wait. So much potential with this card. Mercedes has got to be there representing what? The IWGP Women's Championship.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait. What do we got next, Big Lee? Yeah, there's another banger.
Fuck. God. It could have been the match of the night. So much fun. I don't know how they can pack so much into 13 minutes. It's crazy to me, dude. I did think Shooter was going to win this match going into it. I'm fine with Zack Sabre Jr. retaining. Keep building TMDK. Make them a formidable, legit stable. Shooter, though. Shooter is so cool. I love how he comes from the crowd. He hit the fucking he hit the Death Rider. He hit the fucking nasty fucking spinning DDT out of the corner that I thought he was going to win. Zack Sabre Jr. was ripping this kid's arm off, dude. He was literally just cranking it like it was a fucking seesaw. Rolling, crank it, rolling, crank it, crank. How Shooter fucking didn't win the match with the Death Rider and then fucking that DDT in the corner, though, I don't know. But I do, at the end of the day, think the right man won it. Shooter will get a championship down the road. He doesn't need it quite yet.
Yep.
Fuck. What a match. What a match.
Nipple-mania, baby. Nipple-mania.
Yes. That one was ridiculous. This one, too. Fuck. Yo, hearing the Japanese crowd actually get to cheer, I think it sounded like they were saying this is awesome. I'm sure they weren't. But hearing them actually cheer and fucking be loud. When Fletcher cracked his head on the floor, stitches, full fucking head wrap, dude. Come on, man. Dump trucks diving all over the place. Yo, Goto, Yoshihashi, just the best workers in the world, dude. The consistency that those two, yes. Oh, look at that ass. Look at his ass, dude. Dump truck Davis all day, dude. Look at the left of that screen. Oh, that moment. Oh, the moment that got me was after the 1, 2, 3, when Dump Truck came in from the other side of the ring, jumped over Goto and jumped onto Kyle Fletcher and was hugging him and like whispering like sweet loving into his ear. And I'm just like, they deserve it. I think Underground Temple put top 5 tag team in the world earlier in the chat. Yes. You got the Usos, you got FTR, and you got Aussie Open. And for me, it's a 3-team race. And Bishamon, sure, 4-team race. Best 4 tag teams in the world. Not even close. Jizzy little young bucks can sit at number 5 and call them whatever. But those 4 teams, I'd love to see me some Usos versus Aussie Open. Usos versus Bishamon, dude. And I can't wait for All In because, yes, Underground Temple, we are getting Aussie Open versus FTR. Guarantee it.
But I don't think it's happening all in though. I think it's happening in Forbidden Door.
Oh, you think so?
Because they had match 1 Royal Quest. Remember, they had it in London, so they can have it part 2 in Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes more sense because you heard Kevin Kelly. What's going on at TR? Let's do it again.
And then Forbidden Door would be more of a promotional.
It makes more sense. Yeah.
And I'm fine with that because we need to see that again for sure. And Dax is always teasing. Once they won the belt, he put the picture of them with the belts up and then Aussie Open with the belts up.
Yeah.
But he also has been saying that he wants FTR, CM Punk, or CM FTR to take on the Elite at All In. He has tweeted it. He said it on his podcast. So if we get FTR and Aussie Open at Forbidden Door, and God, my wet dream of CM FTR against the Elite at All In, let's go. Sign me up.
Yeah, I already know. Oh, all right. We got the junior, the co-main event.
Does Hiromu do bad? Does he ever have a bad match? I mean, does he do any wrong? Does he do anything wrong? I thought maybe Robbie Eagles was going to win the match going in to boost TMDK, give them another belt. Hiromu doesn't need this belt. Hiromu's going to challenge for the big belt. I get keeping it on him because he's fucking Hiromu and he owns and runs the division like John Cena ran the WWE for 12 years. But at the end of the day, someone's got to take the belt off him. And I thought Robbie Eagles was the right choice based on trying to build TMDK. But, fun match. Again, Hiromu does no wrong.
Now it's going to be Uncle Noob who takes it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
I thought it was over right there, honestly.
Yeah.
How he landed, I was just like, oh, my God. Shit.
You got some nasty screenshots on here, dude. Back to back. Nasty. Yeah, that was gross.
Oh, and then, of course, the ticking time bomb. Bakley said 3 times, baby. 3 times. And, jeez, man. But good for Eagles, though, man. I think he showed up in this match, honestly. He fucking nailed it. I loved it. He focused on the knee.
He's got the killer mentality now and then selling the point that Zack Sabre Jr. is the one that when he wanted to get back, he's the guy that contacted him. He's the one that kept on like, work with me. And that was the deciding factor of him going and leaving Chaos for TMDK so he can be the number 1 junior heavyweight in this faction.
That's true. And now
I thought he'd be the number 1 junior heavyweight in the world, and that's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, of course. Main event, baby. Main event. Ah! I gotta do it. I cried. I know. I've been saying I've been crying, but did you cry? I know you said you didn't cry because it was not in the moment, but when you saw it, man. When you saw the pyro going out with a celebration, you saw they held him up. He's a new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Look at that. And he got his normal, oh, man. Talk to me. What was the emotions? What was the feelings? What was the 7 years?
God, they were so proud. Seeing how proud Tai Chi was reminded me of, it's going to sound like a crazy analogy, but it was very reminiscent of WrestleMania 35 with Big E and Xavier Woods when they won the title, seeing how Tai Chi was reacting with SANADA. Like, it felt so real, so genuine. I wish it wasn't spoiled for me because I'm the biggest crier like in the world. I would have freaked out. I would have been texting Bakley like, oh my God, what the fuck? What? And like fucking going absolutely nuts. I watched it a day later. It was still fucking awesome, dude. Seeing the dude, the man, the journey. The journey is everything. Him and Evil, I've said it 3 times now. Him and Evil is when I came into the New Japan 6 years ago. LIJ, they were everything. SANADA was everything. He was so good, so crisp, so smooth. I thought he was going to take the next step, be the next guy. Never was. How many times he beat Okada? How many great G1 showings? How many great New Japan Cup showings? Beating Tanahashi, beat Okada. For what? Just to lose the big one? When we saw a couple of weeks ago him beat Naito and then say, I'm leaving LIJ, I'm like, he's winning this motherfucking title, dude. I'm a piece of shit peasant for not knowing that it was fucking on Friday instead of Saturday. I'm still so pissed at myself because I would have stayed up. I would have watched it live. I would have seen SANADA get this belt. I would have seen my boy Dumb Truck get his belt, dude. I'm mad at myself for not seeing it live. I digress. This match was everything. New IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Do I want him to hold it long? Nah. 2, 3, 4 months. Let it go back to Okada. The story for me is this. It's Will Ospreay. The story is Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay needs to win this title at Wrestle Kingdom from Okada. Will Ospreay needs to win the G1, and then he needs to beat Okada for the belt at Wrestle Kingdom. And
here's the wrench, though. It looks like the thought process with the Kenny Omega Ospreay too, which will probably be at Forbidden Door. That's going to be for the U.S. title. So you can have him win the U.S. title. 2 weeks later is going to be the G1. 2 weeks later is the G1. I do
get that, but you could also have him lose that match for like the push down story that they're about to try to tell with Cody, where you're demoralizing this man, only for him to win the G1, then beat Okada at Wrestle Kingdom, and the ultimate.
But then what do you do with the U.S. title? Who do you have?
Keep it on fucking Kenny.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. But
loved it. I loved him. I loved him, my president. I fucking loved it.
But here now, this is where it caught me off guard. Seeing Hiromu walking out, congratulating SANADA, and challenging SANADA for a title shot. SANADA telling Hiromu, well, in order to get to me, you got to get to somebody over here on just Five Guys group. And the one that stepped up. And it's funny how Kevin Cuddy said, this man never talks to the mic. We finally get to hear him. Yes. And then we got a Kanemaru going up to him and like, hey, I'm the next challenger. I want to challenge for that IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship because I deserve my shot. I never got a title shot. And you know what? He does deserve it. Kanemaru, underrated, never giving credit what credit's due. Always like how Bakley said in the shadow of Desperado when it was, Suzuki Gun. And now we're going to see Kanemaru and Hiromu for that belt. Are you happy to see Kanemaru finally getting that push? And are you pumped to see Hiromu SANADA? Break it down, baby. Tell me. Talk to me.
Pumped. What's his name now? What's his name?
Kanemaru?
Uncle Nobu.
Uncle Nobu.
Bakley's like, Bakley's like, Uncle Nobu's getting the shot at Hiromu. And I'm like, who the fuck is Uncle Nobu? Yes, Kanemaru. I love Kanemaru, man. He's a stud in the ring. He has been in the shadow of Desperado for how long? While Desperado was out there putting on banger after banger after banger. Great to see it. If it wasn't going to be Robbie Eagles to help TMDK, let it be Kanemaru. Let Kanemaru get this belt and help the Five Guys continue to propel up the ladder. I love the new factions. I love it. I love seeing what Zack Sabre Jr. is doing. I love the Suzuki stable, Ren Narita, and I absolutely love the new IWGP champion leading the Five Guys. And if Kanemaru can get that belt as well, 2 belts in this new stable that if you would have looked on paper at the stable, you would have been like, this stable is the drizzling shits. But
they got the chance for three titles.
What's the third?
The KOPW between Taichi and Shingo.
There you go. Which is imagine if they take all of the belts off of LIJ, dude. And then they're just walking around with those. You got the KOPW, you got the Junior, and then you got the IWGP. The Five Guys are walking around fucking heavy strapped. And again, on paper, they were the weakest faction by far and away.
Agreed. They were the weakest ones, and now seeing them booked highly is where I'm happy because, okay, you remember this. The last 3 years, even during the pandemic, it was the same booking. It was nothing new. It was the same shit. The high card level was always either LIJ or Bullet Club. Mainly LIJ, to be honest. The run of Evos during the pandemic era, Naito's run. It was stagnant. It was dead. It was boring. There was nothing. The booking was bad. And now that we got, Suzuki Gun breaking up, we got members, starting new factions. TMDK came out of nowhere. United Empire came out of nowhere throughout the pandemic era. Seeing that as well with Ospreay.
they're almost like the new big faction now, the biggest one now, if you think about it.
I think it's for me, it's United Empire, and I hate to say it, maybe just 5 guys could be the ones, They're getting up there. Now with SANADA leading the way, this could be something new and fresh.
And then I know this is the second or third time that SANADA did it in the past month, but tell me it did not get you in your feels when Hiromu's done talking and SANADA goes on the mic and he goes, thank you for this. We're going to do this, but it is tradition. It is the main event, so it's my time to talk. So get out of my ring.
Oh yeah, he did. He fucking told him that guy. He's like, get out of my ring. Get out. Yeah, he's literally fucking told that. So let me check this out. You see, look at that, man. You got all that right there. All of that. You got. So this is happening before them tacos. So you're having this one, the KOPW title. I think Taichi's gonna win that shit. I think Taichi's gonna take that belt, and that's gonna. Oh, I think so too. And how do you have enough room in your brain for all of this stuff? Impressive. Streets, we love professional wrestling. We love sports too, man. So what we wear, our passion, what we love. You got Doku Naito. Doku is finally going to face a former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion who can make a star out of himself. We finally get to see who Doku is all about. We all know, if people who are not really familiar with Doku's history, he was a former Perros del Mal de Japón. He was part of that when he was in Noah. He was part of that when he was in Dragon Gate. This man is an underrated star that doesn't give his credit where credit's due. He's going to do a fantastic match with Naito, and Naito's going to put him over, even though Naito might win, but he'll put him over. I guarantee you put him over. Kanemaru, another one Uncle Nubu, who deserves recognition as well, because he's always been a fucking jobber for the last fucking 4 or 5 years we've seen this guy. Every time. He's always taking a pin. When the fuck does he get his time? Can we get his time now happening in the Otaku? Can we get him to actually win this junior heavyweight championship away from shock the fucking world for him winning? And that's 3 fucking belts and the 5 guys are going to be having.
I think this is the perfect chance to usher that movement for Hiromu, because we're like, when is he going to leave? He is the champion right now, and you got the best of the Super Juniors on the horizon. What better way than have him to close that chapter by using kind of this? You could kind of compare this to the Impact, Option C, where he uses the title to get the world title shot, and he puts it on the line. He loses to Uncle Nobu, because why would you win it but then lose to SANADA? Because I think SANADA he retains. So why would you win and then lose when you can lose both times, and then it becomes okay, I'm done with this part now, and then you have him not going to the best of Super Juniors, but then you have him going to the G1. You need that transition.
Absolutely. So what do you grade this, TK? What do you give this event overall, brother? What do you give it?
Dude, it fucking followed suit with WrestleMania weekend, other than night 2. Night 2 was a disaster, but it followed suit with WrestleMania weekend. It was fucking awesome. 9.5 out of 10. Like, if I was doing a watch along, it would have been a 10 out of 10. If it wasn't spoiled for me, it would have been fucking an 11 out of 10. Yeah. Like, this show was the tits, dude. Was fucking awesome. The randomness is nipple mania, baby. The randomness of that first match. The fucking all the matches, the little quad spot right there, the women from Stardom, ZSJ and Shooter, the tag team title match, the main event, SANADA, dump truck getting belts. 9.5 out of 10. Easy A for me. What a show. Great show.
Absolutely.
We've been spoiled.
We're getting spoiled more because basically it's because, of course, you got this weekend coming up, Capital Collision coming up this weekend. And then the following day, you have Collision in Philadelphia. Now, here's where we're getting spoiled, because there's 2 matches in these cards. Well, one of them, actually. The other one's going to happen in Long Beach, which I'll be attending to because I will be going. So you have Collision in Philadelphia. You're going to have Lance Archer versus Juice Robinson. And on the other side, you're going to have Resurgence, which I'm definitely going to buy my ticket to go. Tanahashi versus Will Ospreay. This is a tournament. So these guys will be advancing to see who will be facing, by God, Kenny Omega at Dominion for the IWGP US Championship at Dominion, Sunday, June 4th. This is before Forbidden Door.
So we're gonna have somebody in attendance on both matches, which is good.
Yes, baby. You're gonna get the Philadelphia one for sure. Collision in Philadelphia, Archer, Juice Robinson. That's gonna be a banger. Here's the question: who do you got? Who do you got facing Kenny Omega?
I think Ospreay's gonna win the one side, and then the other side, that's tough. But I'm gonna go Lance Archer. I think he pulls it out there because it just doesn't make sense for Juice Robinson, even though him and Ospreay have that past. And then I have Ospreay going over, and we get that rematch that we've been waiting for since Wrestle Kingdom. That Ospreay versus Omega at Dominion. I mean, at Forbidden Door for the title.
Who do you got, TK? Who do you think will advance and face Kenny Omega? You look at this once again. Archer, Robinson, Tanahashi, Will Ospreay. Who will be the one facing?
First of all, I like how they're stretching it out all the way to Dominion. They're making it purposeful till June, which is awesome. Second of all, it's got to be Will Ospreay. That's the obvious. Third of all, I love the intriguing matchup of Lance and Juice. I'm a huge Lance Archer mark. I've been for a very, very long time. But I think with everything going down with the Bullet Club, you're going to want to sell merch and promote black and gold. So Lance will take a loss like Lance always does. Juice gets the win. It'll be Ospreay versus Juice. Ospreay gets the win there. Wait, it's at Dominion though, right? I don't know if Juice is going to go back to Japan. I take that back. Archer. It'll be Arch. That's so tough because I don't think Juice is going to go to Japan. So I think I'm going to take that back and go Archer since it's going to be that match is at Dominion, right?
Yeah, the second one's at Dominion. Yeah.
Archer, Ospreay, Archer because Juice ain't going back to Japan.
I like the fact that they use New Japan Strong for those first round matches, which is cool.
Yeah, that's really dope. Yeah. Fuck Archer. Sorry, I didn't mean to be so long-winded. But when I thought about it being back in Japan, I don't think Juice is going back to Japan. So it's got to be Lance.
Yeah, let's see. Have Ospreay beat Omega for the U.S. title. Then Ospreay loses in the G1 to David Finlay. Finlay becomes the U.S. champion. Okada was Ospreay. Yeah, that could be could be. That's a high possibility. And man, and then fuck, dude, the G1's already coming. It's fucking already about to hit around the corner already. I
thought it wasn't until August.
It's July 15th until August 12th.
Okay.
It's almost coming, baby. Oh, we got so much shit we have coming up, man, and we still got the
Yo, Poppy. Okay, so do you have Will Ospreay beating Kenny? Then we didn't discuss that.
You're right. Okay, my apologies.
Apology.
Oh, this is a tough one to be honest.
I think he wins. I think he beats Kenny Omega because for me, there's no reason for Kenny Omega to hold it any longer. Why would you have Kenny beat him twice? It's 2 times. If you want to prolong it, like you're telling me you want Okada and Ospreay at Wrestle Kingdom, what does him losing to Omega prolong to him and Okada if he can't get over that Kenny Omega hump?
It's a future world story. It's a future story down the road. You actually just told it. Didn't think about it till you just told the story. So he can't get over the Kenny Omega hump. So he lost again to Kenny. He's down in the shits. Fuck, I'm in the sewers. I can't win. I get in the G1. I lose my first 3 matches in the G1. Then I win 7 in a row. I win the G1. I beat Okada in the G1. Okada gets the belt back from SANADA. Then I beat Okada for the fucking title, all right, at Wrestle Kingdom. And then at Dominion or fucking Wrestle Kingdom 19 the next year, whatever we're on, he beats Kenny in the main event, defending his IWGP title that he's held for 1 year, showing that he is the best bad guy wrestler in the world. But Ivan, I asked you, who wins this fucking match?
Oh man, it's really fucking tough to be honest because I want with Ospreay. We don't even know if he's ready fully 100%. I know he's healing. He's still healing from his injury. For me, here's where I'm throw off, and like, I'm happy for SANADA. Now, here's the thing: is how long would Gato have SANADA have this belt for? Will you have him lose, before Wrestle Kingdom? That's the question. Will you have him lose at Dominion already to Okada if Okada puts in his rematch? We don't know what is Gato's mind booking right now, because we don't even know what's going to be the status of Kenny Omega and his status with New Japan overall. We don't know nothing about that.
And we don't know the status of Okada, because Okada put out that cryptic tweet of I'm in the need of new scenery.
Yeah,
so we don't know.
We might see Okada coming to AEW, probably, most likely. So you never exactly. And we might get the Kenny Omega Okada in the United States. You might get that. So yes, it needs to happen, because we never had. It's been how many years has it been that they haven't faced each other one-on-one? What was it? 24?
Was it 2018?
Was it 2017? 17 or
18? I think 18 or 19.
Yeah.
I think it was 18. Yeah.
18. Yeah.
18.
John Cena got me to watch New Japan by putting on Instagram, holy shit, Kenny Omega and Okada. And I'm like, who the fuck is Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada? And I'm like, I went in my garage. I had like a projector in my garage at the time. I lit one up. I put it on. And I sat there for 70 minutes. And I was like, oh, this is fucking crazy, dude.
I'm telling you.
And then, like, we're so sure that, like, he probably will, but we're so sure that Okada is going to be at the main event of Wrestle Kingdom. What if he's not this year? What if they decide not to do it because he's been in the last 2 years? What if they decide to go in a different route? Well, yeah, I do think Ospreay will be in it, but what if it's not him? What if I've had these crazy theories of maybe Kenny Omega is the world champion by then of New Japan, and that's how you get him getting that third try against Kenny Omega, where Kenny Omega drops the U.S. title, but somehow gets the world title somehow. Maybe he's the one who beats SANADA, and then you get Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay 3, Will Ospreay's last stand.
That would be crazy. My whole thing is this: Kenny should probably just be winning and winning and winning and winning, period, right now. The problem with Kenny, though, the problem I have with the IWGP US Championship on Kenny is that he doesn't wear it to the ring. Why doesn't he bring the belt with him on AEW television? Occasionally, yes.
I agree.
Always, no.
But I do like
where is the belt?
But I do like how in AEW, when he defended against Jeff Cobb, he came out in his New Japan entrance and not the AEW entrance.
Yo,
So
he looked fucking great, Bakley. Period. He's the guy that Don Callis is trying to promote right now. Be a singles wrestler. You are Kenny. By God, Omega. Be Kenny Omega. And he looks every bit the part. But if he's going to carry that belt and he's going to represent New Japan by having that belt, every single time Kenny Omega's on AEW television, he should be having that belt. Why is the belt in your locker room? Where are the belts?
That's why I'm glad they dropped the trios titles, because they were kind of focusing that on AEW. Now that they took it off of them and put them on House of Black, now you can focus on that one now.
Oh, House of Black's been killing it for the last month, 5 weeks. You can go check out Tim King's Power Rankings at BloodlineNetwork.com. AEW Power Rankings. House of Black number 3 in total points over the last 5 weeks. We all begged for Malachi. Thank you, TK. I digress. I'm sorry. I have one more question for you guys before we go. You guys have been talking about the G1. It's right around the corner. We'd be talking about AEW, Forbidden Door, All In. Let's talk about G1. Who do we want from AEW in the G1? Can TK, you son of a bitch, can you give us some people in the fucking G1?
Yeah, TK, can you give us something? Come on, man.
That's fucking bullshit.
You're bullshit. You're fucking bullshit, Tony Khan. You're gonna give us people.
I got a wild card.
Danielson. Give me Brian Danielson, German.
I got a wild card. I got a wild card of who could be in it.
Give me what I want.
What's your wild card, Big? I want to hear it. What's your wild card?
Eddie Kingston. But because if you think about it, he has that Japanese background. And lately he's been talking about his top 5 favorite Japanese stars. He kind of took himself off AEW. He's on Ring of Honor, but then he's been doing all these New Japan shows. He was supposed to be on the show Sunday that I'm going to, but he got injured, so he got replaced by Orange Cassidy in the match against Gabriel Kidd. And now Orange Cassidy is going to be defending the international title at Strong, as long as he defends it tomorrow night. But it's a chance for Eddie Kingston to go over there and work like those matches at the G1 to where they go balls out. And he's kind of a wild card where he could go over there and have banger matches with guys that you didn't expect he would wrestle. And I do want to see Bryan Danielson over. I do want to see Claudio go over there. That'd be good. See those Blackpool Combat guys go over. But I do think when they interviewed Bryan Danielson, he said he wants to go over there, but he didn't think he could if he was the world champ. Now he's not the world champ, so he could go over there. You got Claudio, but he's the Ring of Honor champion. So it makes me think maybe
dude, I don't even fucking mind Wheeler Yuta. I don't care, dude. I think I'll be happy with you.
I think
he'll do a great job of being in the.
Was Wheeler in the Best of the Super Juniors last year?
He was because he had to
talk about a year of growth for that kid. What a fucking year! Sorry, Bakley. I mean,
no, but he was the pure champion when he went over there, and then he, of course, kind of twofold. He just dropped it right before this year's Best of Super Junior. But I feel like Eddie Kingston. Like he was name dropped by Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson was like, I want to see me over there. I want to see Claudio. I want to see Moxley, and I want to see Eddie Kingston. That was Bryan Danielson saying that 2 weeks ago.
He's like, and I guess even Eddie Kingston could come with us because we need someone to beat up. I think that's what he said. I guess even Eddie could come with us because we need someone to beat up on. Yes, dope. Loved it. Yeah.
Oh man, it's so much fucking. I can't wait. It's Jesus, man.
You got one guy. You got one guy to the G1. Who you bringing there?
Man, from AEW, I really would love to see. Oh man, yeah, I want Bryan. Give me Bryan Danielson. I think if you give him the dream to be, and mind you, once again, the G1 is back to 4 blocks. It's not 2.
That's right.
So it makes sense because you get more rest for the other competitors. It doesn't have to be back to back, so it gives opportunities to the other blocks to rest. So it doesn't have to be the original 2 blocks. I know it's kind of shitty, but you know what? I like this one. You know, we covered it last year. You know, we fucking did a killer fucking job covering it, man. Us 3, and oh my god, it's such good shit how we covered that. And I can't wait to cover it this year.
So many matches.
But we're gonna. Oh man, I can't wait for us to cover that.
I got a wild card. Who I want to see in it?
Who?
Alistair. Oh no, Malachi Black.
Oh yes, dude. I'd love to see Malachi. I'd love to see Roosh. I'd love to see Bryan. I'd love to see Claudio. I'd love to see Eddie.
Speaking of Roosh, the story there with him. With both factions of Los Angeles, you got the Mexican charter, and then you got the Japan charter. A lot of people don't know that LIJ is a sub one. It's not the main one. The main one was
Mexico. Is Mexico?
Yeah.
Roosh is the most underrated wrestler in the world. I will fucking scream from rooftops how great Roosh is, dude. Eddie needs to beat Claudio so Roosh can take the belt off Eddie right away because Roosh needs that belt ASAP, dude. The Ring of Honor Championship.
I'm with you 100%. We need Roosh to have that. And man, these are, ladies and gentlemen, what you guys are seeing here in front of us is the upcoming events that are coming up here in New Japan. Later on this evening, you will have the announcement of what All Japan, Noah, and New Japan. You got to go to NewJapanWorld.com. They're going to probably make the announcement there. I don't know what the hell they're going to do, so I'm excited to see All Japan back into the mix fold because another underrated company there. And I think Kojima is actually their Is it Kojima? No. Is it Kojima or Nagata?
Love the bread man. I love the bread man.
He's the AGPW world champion. I believe one of them are. Who it was? Whether it was a
Shit.
Blueprint or is it
I
Kojima?
think Nagata's the Grand Slam.
Oh, there you go.
thought-
He's a Grand Slam. Yeah, Nagata's a Grand Slam champion. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Nagata. Oh, you guys are nipple mania in me right now with fucking with Kojima and Nagata, dude. Stop it.
Oh,
Stop it.
Stop it. I'm gonna get the clip next time. We got that going. We got, of course, these is of course a Capital Collision happening this Saturday. Sunday, the Collision in Philadelphia. Then the road to Don Taco begins on April 20th. That's when it all begins there. Then you have the Hiroki Go to 20th anniversary on the 22nd. And on, of course, heading down to the road to the Taco. Then you have right here as well. You have Tribal Chief. No, why you want? Okay,
No, Solo!
I think we were nipple mania on someone at some point.
all the time, baby. What do you hear? And then, of course, you have Saturday 29th. You have wrestling Satsushima no Kini. That's when you're gonna have Taichi versus Shingo for the KPW title. And then TMDK challenging Shingo Hayes, Mike Nichols challenging Aussie Open for the IWGP title. That's gonna be a banger of a matchup. I can't wait to see
And then,
it.
and then, just like I said, this is the first time that we're going to have a tag title match without a Japanese team in there.
Without no Japanese team
Ever?
ever.
I think ever, and it's going to be two Australian tag teams.
What?
Yeah.
I'm speechless. I'm never speechless. I don't know what. Wow. Yeah, that's big if you got me speechless. I don't know what to say.
Oh man, and Jesus, and then of course, April 23rd, you're gonna have Stardom, called All Star Grand Kingdom, the IWGP Women's Championship, the dream match we've been asking for the last 4 years. It's happening now. Mercedes Moné, Mai Watani. That's gonna be a killer match, and I cannot wait because we're gonna have Brett on the show. He's gonna break it down for us for sure. We're gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch this. We all gotta watch it together. We gotta watch this.
Yes.
We gotta see this and see a lot. Oh man, this is banger.
Ivan, are they gonna
everywhere.
put it on the app, or how are we gonna watch this? Because we got fucked with Royal Quest for like 6 weeks. So
that's
do you
true.
think we're gonna be able to see this? Because it's in London, I believe.
I think it's going to be on the Stardom one.
A Stardom app.
Okay.
I think.
Cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
As long as it's accessible for us, that's fine. Royal Quest wasn't. We couldn't watch it for
No, they had to film it and put it out 6 weeks. It took us for us to see that shit.
But now the New Japan Strong Way, where they're going to be doing stuff on Fight TV, I think it's going to be more accessible.
Will this
now.
be on Fight or only Stardom? Well, whatever. We'll figure
I
it
think
out.
it's gonna be the Stardom app. I think, but I'll double check for sure. But
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
watch this. We gotta definitely watch this.
Yes.
That'll be on that.
God.
That'll be on that. DC and Philly, they have a bundle on Fight TV for that, so you can watch them on there.
Yo, she's fucking money, dude. She is a fucking superstar. She's a global fucking superstar. I'm not just saying it because it's her name. Look at her. Everything she does, she breeds excellence, dude. She is success. She is money, dude.
I told him
Everything.
I told him she was rocking the Mandalorian themed attire, and it just so happened probably how they planned it was on Wednesday on Mandalorian. She appeared on Mandalorian again, and she's going to be again this Wednesday. So like they knew what they were doing. All the time, yeah.
She got the crowd quick too, because if you remember when she showed up the first time, it was very fucking quiet. This time, and I know Azumi and fucking Azika I fucking forgot who the other one's name. I know they were going for Azuki were going crazy in the match too, but dude, Mercedes had that crowd in the palm of her hand, and I'm sitting there like, at the time, I was like, God, I hope Bailey's tweet is because she's coming. I hope she's coming too.
Dude, they could go over there and run and just invade the Stardom division.
Everywhere. They could do
Everywhere.
everything together. Could you imagine Mercedes and Pamela just running it, dude? Oh,
Such good shit.
just like you do your production right here. Look at this screen. What production value? I gotta give it up for Poppy right there. That's fucking beautiful.
So chef's kiss, baby. And of course, we got on May 3rd, Wrestling Dotaku right there on the bottom right-hand side happening, of course, and the announcement from there, the beginning of the Best of the Super Juniors starting on May 12th. Baby, we get to just fucking go. I know someone on here fight. Yes, hey, it's
Money,
baby.
money.
Money.
Yo, I'm gonna call my Best of the Super Juniors winner right now. I'm gonna say Uncle Nubu beats fucking Hiromu. Despy wins the Best of the Super Juniors, and we get Despy Kanemaru for that belt.
Ooh, I would like that.
At
Oh,
Dominion.
I would definitely. Shit, I wouldn't even mind if it's Doku winning. Fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah, there you go.
We need a new face. We need a new face of the junior, like the junior heavyweight division.
I'm telling you, we're gonna get some sort of Yo and Desperado. They've been planting it.
I can't wait to see that, man. I cannot wait. It's gonna be a killer. It's gonna be everything. But as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. We appreciate you guys for tuning in here with us today, covering New Japan Sakura Genesis. And we'll be back soon. Of course, we'll be reviewing most of these events, and we try to put them into one. We can't do it every other week. It's kind of difficult because, Bloodline Entertainment Network, it's oh my God, so much shit on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. There's so much content for you guys, so sports and entertainment here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Don't forget, on the bottom description below, subscribe, follow us on the social media platforms. Check out the website, bloodlinenetwork.com, where you want to get all your news and updates, your fantasy, your MMA, best of courtesy of Bakley. You got match of the week's articles for our brother Brett, putting it out there every week. We got so much good content and shit there for you guys to find. Go there, check it out on the description below, bloodlinenetwork.com. Get everything, all your news, all your articles, all your updates, your fantasies, football fantasies, baseball fantasies that you guys need up to date. With our boy Streets from Moto Slappers, and of course TK giving you guys the pointers of who to pick up, who to drop. Once again, find that on the bloodlinenetwork.com. Follow us on Twitch as well. It's all right there, all in one, baby. We're there. If you can't see us, you want to hear us, go to our audio platform. The speaker link is right below as well too. Listen to us while you're in the shower or you're working out, anything what you're doing. Listen to us there. All the content is all into one on the Bloodline Network, and on the channel itself on Spreaker. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to appreciate you guys. I want to appreciate my familia right here. A banger of podcasting, ladies and gentlemen. Banger podcasting. Tim King Show. And of course, the man with the IQ that finally Gato made the fucking right decision to put this belt on SANADA after fucking 7 years, for God's sake. Jesus. Just 5 guys, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. And don't forget that the Bloodline Entertainment Network don't just do podcasting. Tell them what we do, gentlemen. What do we do?
We make history.
Must bid you adieu, a goodbye, mwah, and good night. Oh my God, it's so great. Bang! Yes!